Welcome to This Very Moment Collective. You are right on time whenever you're watching this. This reading is timeless. So we'll be tapping into our spirit guides, our angels, universe. Please show us what you have for us in this very moment. My Etsy shop is in the description if you would like your own private tarot reading, custom spell work, manifestation candles, all that gets burned on my altar, and you can find that on Etsy. And we shall see what does Spirit, my goodness, have for us in this very moment. So right away, woulda, shoulda, coulda. I'm tapping into someone who's got a whole lot of excuses right now. And they're trying to, hurry up and play pickup. So there is someone who is kind of fascinated by you. We have checking you out. Very fascinated by you. They've been looking at you, watching you, thinking about you. This could be someone who's been silently watching on social media, or maybe not so silently. Maybe they have been kind of engaging with your content, kind of showing up, not completely as a phantom viewer, someone who's not bringing anything to it, but someone who is, giving you a like here and there, giving a comment, or, maybe showing their support in the DMs. But it could absolutely be a silent watcher. It feels like Spirit has started to kind of like, okay, try to bring this connection along. We have angelic help and guidance. So as time goes on, this person, they just cannot be in denial, because Spirit is giving them all the signs and signals in the world that this is a significant connection and that you have a lot of value that you can bring to them as a partner or as a potential partner. And Spirit is trying to get this person to surrender to their feelings of excitement and desire that they have for, you, and get them to, do their big one and make a move. Now, where I feel like this person may have went wrong for some of you, we do have the Love Bite card. And Love Bite talks about physical intimacy with your partner, but it also talks about aggression in intimacy due to pent-up frustration. So this person, they may be masking and holding themselves back, and this is coming across, when you're connecting with this person physically, and it's like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit of dominance, and you could be really into it, but it's like this low key comes from them being frustrated with the journey and just wanting to go from point A to Z with you. It's like, I want collective. They're gritting their teeth. They're like, I want collective. Now we have official date. So if I had to guess, I would say their spirit guides are trying to show them like, listen, bruh, just take them on a date or just initiate something more. And it doesn't matter what kind of dynamic you have, MF, FF, both of you could be feminines in your feminine energy. So it's like in that situation, both of you could be very similar. And this person is still being, kind of pushed to get out of their comfort zone and invite you on an official date. So regardless of what dynamic you have, Spirit is still wanting them to be in more of a masculine energy when it comes to pursuing this connection, really so they don't lose out on it altogether, but because it's like, all we have is the present. So let's do this. This is someone who you also, I'm getting, may have a completely different aesthetic than. You guys are kind of like yin and yang. And in the yin and yang dynamic, you have the white dot on the black side and you have the black dot on the white side. So they're able to harmonize and come together because there is a small part of each other in each other, even though you're totally different and even though you're separate polarities. So I'm feeling a little bit of that. Like this is someone who, say you're more of a young, wild, free kind of person, more extroverted. This person could be more mature. They could be older. They could be at just a different phase in life. They could be in a different position. They could be in more introverted into different things that you're into, for an example. So it's like, I'm picking up on that too. Both of you have your own individual value, but I am also seeing you guys clash a little bit and having a hard time getting on the same page. So I feel like this person in their head, they're someone who's really this is the kind of person that invests when it makes sense. You know, this is a businessman, a businesswoman, someone who makes generally wise decisions, and they go about romance the same way they may go about business. And it's like spirit is trying to get them out of that energy. We got the Five of Swords and the Five of Coins. So it looks like this person, they've struck it out with you. They may have already tried to approach you, or maybe they really just honed in on this love bite energy on a physical aspect of the connection for those of you who do deal with this person actively. And, you know, they kind of stray away from things getting more serious or things getting more deep. Now, I will say we got the Six of Wands and the Nine of Coins. So I see significant development with you two moving forward. But it kind of seems like this person is behind when it comes to surrendering to the dynamic that you guys have. It feels like it makes them feel a bit unsure. So like again with that example, say you're young, wild, and free, and there's someone who's more serious. Joking so often can kind of like be internalized by them. They can start to feel like their whole life is a joke, just allowing themselves to joke too much. So I am feeling like this person takes themselves too seriously or too literally. Whatever their aesthetic is, it's almost like it defines them versus it being something that is just a natural byproduct of who they are. They have value, but they cling way too much to their persona. You know, it's like, you know, sometimes have you ever dealt with a doctor and it's like everything gotta be about them being a doctor? You know, it's just a different vibe, heavy on the MD. And I get it. You go through that much school, you pay all them student loans, you better sign an MD. Listen, if I was a doctor, I would do it too. But it's just like, as someone who doesn't take themselves that seriously, it's like, okay, that's just your job. And to them, it's like, no, it's not just my job. It's so much more. I had to really fight for this. I had to go through years of schooling for this. So they take themselves quite seriously. And yes, they do start to attach their personal value to what they've accomplished, and them being a doctor, for an example, is giving me that kind of vibe. You know, I'm seeing someone who cannot stop thinking about you. They're fascinated about you, by you. They want to follow everything that you do. They're constantly checking your social media, constantly keeping up with what you have going on. And they're fixated on you, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, hold on, I don't want things to go too fast or get too deep. So spirit is kind of pulling them out of their own comfort zone. With that Nine of Coins, with the Six of Wands, I do see them making an investment in you, and I see them getting out of their own head, but it's a byproduct of them surrendering. Really, we have the Magician reversed. So I feel like this person has a routine. You know, when they date people, it kind of goes in the same kind of way. You know, they may have a pattern of, okay, we have this kind of date and we do this next. And it's like, instead of co-creating, see what you want, seeing what you're comfortable with, you know, they may literally have like a whole string of, you know, plans. And, you know, it takes them out of the present moment, and it also causes them to strike out. So this person is just trying to figure out how they can connect with you without completely losing themselves. But I feel like spirit is kind of saying you do have to lose yourself to a degree. You have to lose that ego to have a deep romantic, you know, connection with someone. It does require vulnerability. So we have hidden info, gambling, and healing. So I am seeing this person, they know a lot about you, but I'm also picking up that they are being revealed slowly but surely the steps and the things that they need to do to get to success in this connection, because at the end of the day, they're very attracted to you. They want to take you on an official date. The physical attraction is there with love bite. You got spiritual support with angelic help and guidance. This is great. And they're checking you out. So it's like they're attracted to you. Even for my sirens out there, even for my Don Juans, even for my very attractive people, it's not just your seduction that has this person interested. They're naturally drawn and interested in you, just period. Hidden info, it says crucial information is being hidden at this time. Investigate and uncover the mystery. I feel like you guys are already doing that, and I feel like you're already solving this mystery on your Scooby-Doo, and it's really not much of a mystery. This person has a crush. This person has a crush, you know, how much we've just worked through to get to the most simplest, you know, conclusion. This person, they have a crush. Gambling, it says a lucky gamble will pay off for you. Take a chance and win. So I'm seeing this person in this energy, they're hyped up and they're wanting to come towards you. So to be honest, collective, I would let them do so, because working through this energy is something that's inevitable. They have to work through this energy in order to be able to connect with you on a deep level. That's just what it is, honestly. So I would allow them to work through all of this and come towards you. But if you feel inspired to take a chance, if you see the perfect opportunity and you're like, oh, I just know, I feel it in my bones, this could drastically help our situation, then I say go for it. Healing, it says the situation will be healed. So if you have had any awkward, you know, moments with this person, or if things have gotten out of hand in some way, if things really have kind of gone amiss, I do see that Spirit is coming in to help and heal this person, you, and this connection. And there could even be like an opportunity to start over completely. Spirit, show us more of what's going on here. What are they feeling? What are they wanting? Oh, yeah, exactly. And that's exactly the vibe that I got before. It's kind of like they're on the fence, not gonna lie. We have going steady and crimes of passion here. So this person, ultimately what they want is to go steady. They want to go steady with you. They want to have something stable, long lasting. They want to date, they want to build, and they want to consider a life with you. But at the same time, this person is not used to feeling this way about someone who's completely out of their aesthetic, or someone who's completely out of their lifestyle, someone that they're so different than. They have felt like crashing out before, or, you know, they've been in this crimes of passion energy in a toxic relationship when it's bad. They haven't felt this way due to good feelings. So that is totally throwing them off. They're like, Spirit, what is this? This is foreign. I'm feeling really confined, and I keep getting these signs and signals to move towards this person, but that feels dangerous to me because I can't fully understand this person, or I'm not exactly like this person. So my, you know, common sense, and when I'm grounded and I'm trying to do the best thing to do, it tells me maybe this is something that you should avoid, or maybe this is something that you should, you know, go slow about. You know, maybe you should be very tactful about this, but they cannot do that with you. Your energy, I will say, is very disruptive to them. It makes them want to like do it. It really does bring them to a place they've never been in, and just this whole being uncomfortable, it's a lot. It's a lot for them. We have the stepping stone card. So we shall see, you know, how Spirit will come around with this situation. Spirit, let me tap into that. What is the stepping stone? What is going to bring them together? What is going to bridge this gap between them and bring them back to a space of understanding where they can make progress without feeling too vulnerable, without feeling like you need to commit a crime of passion? What is the stepping stone that will bridge that gap? Oof. Well, okay. We have the Nine of Wands reversed and the Six of Swords. So for some of you, this person, the stepping stone is actually going to see you moving on with someone else, or having the opportunity to. This could be like you posting on social media that you're on a date. You know, put on your story all the delicious food you're about to get into, the drinks, you know, and you can see like, you know, someone in the background, especially for those of you who this person watches so much online. For some of you, this stepping stone is them seeing you in the physical on a date. For some of you, it's them seeing you level up, continue to level up. Six of Swords is a card of progression moving forward, and for some people, it can be moving on. So this person is being scared straight into, standing up properly for this connection to be able to flourish. And it's like you hate to see it. You hate to see it gotta be that way, because it really could be all so simple. It could be so much less painful. But for this person, they really worked hard to get where they're at in life. And they're proud of themselves, their aesthetic, they're proud of their reputation. And they can't get out of that ego. They can't get out of their head. So Spirit is kind of bringing in more aggressive measures. Like, okay, this is what we're going to do then. This is what we're going to have to do. Spirit. Okay. So we got the getaway card. I see this person like, okay, I want to go on a vacation, or I want to do something fun with collective. I want to take them on a trip where we can get out, go be in a new place, in a new energy. And it's so real. Like, different places hold different energy. So literally moving to a new place, putting your energy in a new place is to a degree a manifestation hack. You harmonizing and alchemizing with the energy in that space can totally amplify and transform what you can manifest. So this person is like, all right, let's go somewhere new so that we can harmonize again. So for those of you who this person has been in your energy, checking you out, they're going to be asking you on an official date, getting your information. And once you guys kind of get to know each other well enough, they will be initiating a getaway. Now, for those of you who have went the alternate path of perhaps exploring this connection through kind of just scratching that itch and getting the physical just out of the way so that you can connect, but also kind of express the frustration of wanting more, I see this person reconnecting with you in more of a serious energy where it's like, okay, you know what? Let's go on a getaway. I also see them going through kind of this personal transformation that's allowing them to see things with fresh eyes. We do have journaling, so it looks like this person is applying some techniques. It's like they want this so bad, so they're coming at it in a studious way. Journaling, it says creative release, keeping track of patterns and exploring your feelings. So I do think that they're looking at themselves on a deeper level, and they're being a lot more honest about what they could do and what they have been doing in this connection. And they're reflecting on what can bring them a much better outcome. Getaway, it says vacationing together, a much needed break and romantic retreat. So it's like, all right, let's do something fun. Let's get out of our usual space and let's see how that transforms our connection. It's like, okay, let's try this. I can be fun. That's why I see them. It's like, they're like, I can be fun. They're trying to be fun and take you on a trip. Other than that, we have looking for signs and waiting. So I will say collective in the waiting period. Sorry, I swallowed some water earlier in this reading and I had a whole coughing fit because it went down the wrong tube. So I can't help it to clear my throat. I don't have a cough or anything, but it's like it's that little drop of water in the wrong tube. It's like I keep trying to clear it and it's like, nope. So sorry about that. But in the meantime, I feel like the waiting period is going to be the hardest part, collective, but stay strong, soldier. Stay strong, because the other side of this waiting period is a trip. And what we can see is the road to get there is them journaling and also kind of being scared to lose you. So you don't want to take away one of those factors because that can change the outcome. So if they never have this moment where they're scared, they may never come to the conclusion that they need to take action. So I feel like the waiting is going to be the hardest part. Waiting, it says, hoping they will change, spending time apart and putting things on pause. So I would say just continue to girl boss, continue to boy boss, continue to do your thing. In the meantime, it seems like you got a lot going on in your life. This person is fascinated by you. So continue to work on the things that you had been working on and the new things that Spirit is calling you to. Looking for signs, it says opening up to spiritual guidance, willing to accept the truth and trusting your gut feelings. Absolutely. That's them 100%. It's like, okay, I'm looking for a sign. Spirit, give me a big sign. Give me a big signal that this is what I need to do. Otherwise, I'm gonna cocoon, okay? And I'm gonna stay where I am. And spirit keeps coming in, with this angelic help and guidance. It's like every time they need a big sign, the guides, they come in and they confirm you are on the right track. Yes, this is what we are calling you to do. We are calling you to bridge that gap between you and collective and to make that move. So if you hit them up right when you feel them pulling on your energy, be looking for a sign, you may just affirm, okay, whenever I kind of flail enough and I feel uncomfortable enough and collective can feel me pulling on their energy, they'll come back and they'll make it easy for me. So I definitely would not make it easy for them, because we could see that, the struggle that they're having is the thing though that's causing them to have progress. Spirit, what else can you say to collective? What else does collective need to know? For those of you who are practicing magic, Spirit is saying focus on knowing that your magic is working. Maybe getting into a little bit of law of assumption can help. Believing in magic, it says the magic is abounding in my life. So Spirit's like, you got to trust the process, especially for those of you who have been manifesting this. Things are going according to plan. So focusing now on affirming what you've already manifested and what you already know that you want and what you're setting intentions for is really the best focus. And then we have following your bliss. My soul sings with joy is what it says at the bottom of the card. I'm really drawn to the fact that she's got a flute on this card as well, and she's like creating music. So for some of you, your passion, your bliss could be music. Spirit is saying, getting into that, practicing your music, making music, listening to music, vibing out, dancing in your room, whatever's making you feel blissful and happy. Allow that to be your focus, and let the magic work. Let things manifest. That's what I have for us today, collective. My Etsy shop is in the description if you would like your own private tarot reading, custom spell work, any of my manifestation candles that get burned on my altar. All of that stuff is on Etsy. And that's what I have for us today. I'll talk to you soon.